Welcome to Indiana Sports Beat Radio.
So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
Time! Three on the way. Oh! It went in! It went in! And Indiana wins the ball game!
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni!
Float game for the win! Ayler's gone. Goodbye. Touchdown, Indy. Woo! IU. America. They got a football team now.
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Now, here's Jim Coyle.
Hey, everybody. Welcome aboard to another Indiana basketball post-game show with Scott Laskowski, brought to you by Culver's here in Bloomington and the surrounding areas. Make sure you stop in and get you a butter burger, baby. It looked like the basketball had butter on it in the second half today, Scott. Indiana comes out white hot shooting against Chicago State. They knocked down 14 of 26 from behind the three-point line. They were well on their way to an Indiana three-point shooting record for a game, knocking them down only 5 short of the record at the half. They would not sniff the record as they opened the second half 0-4. I think they opened the half 0-for-15. They missed a shot to end the half. They went 0-for-16 before they hit Nick Dorn finally, as Indiana goes 1-for-20 to end in the second half, 5% after shooting 53.8% in the first half. But they still win the game comfortably because, as Coach DeVries said in the post-game presser, even though the shots weren't falling, their defense has to keep them in games and do the job when they are not getting it done in other ways. And they did a pretty good job of that today.
Yeah, I'd say a win's a win, and we certainly will take it. I guess that's why they call it the law of averages. Shot white hot in the first half and then very cold in the second half. Once again, 0-for-16 to start the second half from the three-point line. 5% second half. And what'd you say, 53% in that first half? So, yeah, I guess it averages
almost
out around to our season average. That's something that I've seen to be a theme here in the first few games we've been playing. Against Kentucky, we had a big drought in the second half. That's what kind of sent us down there. Against Louisville, we started down 16-0 in that game as well. And so we have these droughts throughout the season so far that we want to certainly stray away from. And it's tough to get down to Louisville 16-0, have a second half stretch against Kentucky that also put us in a bad hole. And then obviously shooting 0-for-16 to start the second half. You're at home playing against Chicago State. Live and die by the three, which is fantastic if they're going in. If not, then we've got a different game going on. So we need to figure out how to avoid those long stretches and kind of droughts, the shooting droughts. When it's your night, and sometimes it's not. We want to certainly figure out how to right that so that way we don't see this kind of theme popping up throughout the season. Tough to go that many minutes, and especially throughout the second half, 0-for-16. I think it was 1 of 17 or 18 to finish the entire half. So definitely not the strongest showing during parts of the game, but a 20-point victory is certainly something that we can hang our hat on as well. On the season, Jim, some interesting stats here. And the 3-point field goal shooting this year, obviously we live and die by the three. We recruited out of the portal, to get a lot of 3-point shooters, which is fantastic. It's something we haven't had a lot in past years. On the season, we've got points per game, field goal percentage, assists, and 3-point field goals. After today's game, the 3-point field goals, we made 129 and the opponents have made 69. That is a significant difference. Obviously in our favor, that's plus 180 points from beyond the arc. Certainly fantastic in our favor, but once again, it does come against a lot of the kind of easier games we've been playing, and we struggle against the stronger teams we've been playing. So we need to kind of right that ship, especially going to the Big Ten gauntlet that we're going to be coming up here soon. It's going to be very tough to sustain that if we're not showing up against the big guys. We've got to be able to show strong in the Big Ten season, on the road, at home. Our shooting is going to be our strength the whole entire year. We want to be able to certainly have that advantage. But plus 180 points over the first 12 games, that's pretty strong in our favor. Points per game, we're outscoring our opponents by 18 points a game. Another good advantage. Field goal percentage, we're shooting almost 50% on the year. Our opponents 39%. We're up 10% in field goal percentage. Assists on the year as well, 212 to 110. So we're up 102 assists on the year compared to our opponents. So there's a lot of significant statistical areas where we are dominating our opponents. Now we need to have it make sense when it comes to the Big Ten season, when we're playing number 2 Michigan and all that stuff with the tough, very tough Big Ten schedule we've got coming up, a very tough road schedule as well in the first part of the Big Ten season. And we need to have that show strong there. Certainly beyond the arc, the 3-point ball can hurt you, but it can also help you a lot depending on the night. And so that's what we want to try to get figured out, avoid those droughts, but a lot of good statistical areas where we are dominating our opponents. Want to see that continue on to the season.
Yeah, they've had some great games in a lot of different areas today. Like I said, the 3-point shooting, white hot in the first half. They couldn't hit water, sitting in a John boat in the second half in the middle of Lake Monroe. And that's sorry about that. Sounds like the IU tree service going on. But yeah, couldn't hit water out of from a boat in the second half. But that carried over to the free throw shooting as well. Free throw numbers not great either as a team.
Yeah.
At one point they were at 57%. But as I look through the individual team stats, there's not a horrible day by anybody. Tucker DeVries did not have the best outing shooting from behind the 3-point line. He goes 2 for 11 on the day and 3 for 12 overall. But other than that, it just 1 for 4 for Connor Enright, which he probably should not be shooting 4 3-point shots, to be honest with you. That's not his milieu. That's not his role. He's not very good at it. I don't know what his season numbers are, but I will guarantee you they're probably not as good as the 1 for whatever he shot today, 1 for 4. 20, I bet he doesn't shoot 25%. So I don't want, if I'm a coach, I don't want that guy shooting the 3-point shot personally. But it's not always going to go down. But today was a day that they were able to make hay when they needed to make it. They used the defense as they have done all year long. And I just wonder, Coach DeVries talked about, the confidence kind of went away for whatever reason in that shooting in the second half. But I also wonder, are they taking the best shots that they can take during that run? Because that's a lot. What would they end up? Something 46 3-point attempts today. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 3-point attempts. Is that the necessary number that need to go up? I don't think so. And of course, there is no set number. I get that. But when you're not hitting, some just say, and DeVries has said it a lot, you got to shoot through it. I don't know. Sometimes maybe you have to find a smarter path, because I wonder when you get into a game where you're not playing a Chicago State and you're giving a team the opportunity to come back from this massive lead you developed, play smarter, not just don't try to shoot through it. Sometimes you got to play smarter and win on the other end.
Yeah, Indiana 36.5-point favorites coming into the game, and
by the
20-point
way,
victory is good, but it's tough.
Just by the way, as I was saying all that, Coach DeVries walked right in front of me and gave a little wave. I'm like, great. We're talking about how he didn't do things perfectly today. Darren walked by.
Some days it'll be our day, some days not. Once again, 36.5-point favorites, and then winning by 20. Certainly, from the sportsbook perspective, we underperformed. But you learn from these games. Once again, we've got Siena coming up on Monday, very quick turnaround, and then we start the Big Ten season. So there's a lot to look forward to. It's a long season. We're going to learn from these moments, and I think there's going to be a lot of great things ahead. And we're going to finish this season strong. I love these Hoosiers. I love the way we play, and we're doing the right brand of basketball.
They've got to get healthy, Scott. they've got to get healthy because you cannot have a game like this. And this is not the first time we've seen this. We saw it against, you mentioned getting down 16 against Louisville, and then they had that second half against Kentucky. Now, these are all different situations. All three of those were different situations. The Louisville thing was what it was, and just not being able to knock a shot down. And again, when you get into that situation, I'm like, all right, maybe you go into a certain situation where, all right, we've got to score, so we're going to do this right now. Let's focus on this. But at Kentucky, that was set up because of Lamar getting into early foul trouble in the second half, and there not being a guy to pick up the pace. Tucker DeVries is going to be that guy generally, but in neither one of these situations today and against Kentucky was he able to do it. I don't remember his numbers against Kentucky. I know they weren't great. Today, 3 of 12 overall. He hasn't had his day yet because we know he's a better player than that, but they need him to step up when they need him to step up.
Yeah, and we did see two other players who haven't been shining quite as bright as Wilkerson and DeVries. Nick Dorn played a great game today. Really wanted to see him come out of the shell. He scored 17, and Reed Bailey with 21. Those two, we're definitely going to need those guys come the Big Ten season to show up like they did today in order to have some success. Yes, we've got Wilkerson and DeVries, and they're averaging 17, 18 points a game, but we need those second, third, fourth, fifth guys to be able to step up as well. And so I think they're going to be absolutely crucial come the Big Ten season in order for us to have success. Nick Dorn, love him, great player, great shooter. Want to see that success continue on, as well as Reed Bailey, the big man Dan Lowe. He's very versatile, and would love to see him to have that continued success too. We need those guys absolutely, and we need the bench as well. We're going to need 6, 7, 8 guys in order to get this done throughout the season.
Here's something that I'm looking at as well, though. Lamar Wilkerson goes 6 of 13 from the field today. You're not going to complain about that ever. 5 of 12 from behind the 3-point line. You're not going to complain about that. He's 4 of 4 at the free throw line. There's not much you can say about his offensive stats. Sam Alexis didn't do much anything. 2 points and just a empty stat line. Connor Enright, 1 of 4. All 4 of his shot attempts were 3-point shot attempts. Tate Connerway, 2 of 6. Here's the difference. 1 of 3 from 3. So he's getting to the basket. He's mixing it up a little bit, and that's what you want to see. I don't like the fact that Connor Enright, not a 3-point shooter, is shooting all of his shots from behind the 3-point line. Tucker DeVries, he was 3 of 12 on the day. He was 2 of 11 from behind the 3, meaning 11 of 12 shots were 3-point attempts. There's got to be a little bit more variety there. Nick Dorn had a good day, 5 of 11, all of that coming behind the 3-point line, which again, it's good. But I think this team, while relying on the 3-point shot and all of that, you don't have an inside presence much per se with Sam Alexis and his 2 points. What did Bailey ended up? Bailey did good, 6 of 9, 17 points a day, 5 of 6 at the free throw line. So he helped out there, but you don't have a ton of inside presence. I think they need to mix it up here because you're giving teams a pretty easy blueprint.
Yeah, absolutely. And in March, it's a guards game. You look at some of the previous winners of the NCAA tournament, a lot of them had the best guards in the nation. Florida last year, they had the best guards in the nation. And so it's a guard-driven game, and we need to make sure that we have that as our strong suit. Enright, Connerway, Wilkerson, our guards need to show strong in order for us to have a Big Ten season, a great Big Ten season, as well as carry that on into March Madness. It's all driven by the guards, and we want to see those guys step up. Enright plays his part. He's the glue guy. He's the rough and tough guy. Once again, yes, he's not our best 3-point shooter, so we want to find him, his game. But as far as everything else goes, I think our guards will carry us. I love Tate Connerway. He's got a great game. Obviously, what Wilkerson's doing, and so we need to have strong guard play throughout the entire season, especially moving into this Big Ten season, and then hopefully on to the NCAA tournament. A big run always comes from the guards, so we want to see that improve and to have us continued success this year.
Absolutely. They've got to get better, and they've got to get better quickly because we've seen the Big Ten is no joke this year. They are pretty deep at the top. To have a chance of making the NCAA tournament, this team is going to have to, in my opinion, is going to have to finish in the top 9 of the Big Ten. And I can name 7 pretty decent teams in the Big Ten real quick. So that doesn't leave a big margin for error there. Iowa, teams like that, USC, you're going to be fighting. So they've got to get this together. We've already seen them go on the road at Minnesota and not be able to get it done there. Man, half your games are on the road in the Big Ten. So they've got to be able to figure some things out. They've got to get together to where they're not having these gigantic lulls. Basketball is a game of runs. Everyone knows that. But whatever you can do to minimize that, to limit that, and to minimize the impact of negative runs by yourself or against you, you have to make that a regular facet of your game plan. I wonder if when the confidence level is gone from the shooting, is that carrying over? What are they thinking of besides the defense? And I know the defense has to keep them in the game, but the free throw shooting was not good. And although, again, no one really had a bad day. 4 of 4 for Wilkerson, 1 of 2 for Connor Enright, 5 of 6 for Reed Bailey. It was Trent Sisley. His dad was not happy with him after the game. He goes 1 of 6. That's not typical of Trent, so probably not something you're going to see a lot of. It wasn't like an overall bad day team-wise. It was, but these are things that they have to get worked out because this is Chicago State, and that's okay. But when you're playing against Illinois or USC or Iowa, a team that you're going to have to beat to stay above, you're going to have to do all of these little things.
Yep, that's the difference. Nick Dorn with 15 and Reed Bailey with 17. Sorry, I had the numbers wrong there. I was thinking of Lamar Wilkerson's stats there. But those are the guys that we need to look for. Obviously, at home, yes, against Chicago State, we would love to see better free throw numbers. We need to see better free throw numbers. At Michigan, at Purdue, those numbers are not going to fly. So we want to definitely improve on that. We're a great shooting team, so it could have just been a off day, I believe. But I think we're going to get stronger moving forward. But I love to see Dorn stepping up. Love to see Bailey having a good game. DeVries with 8, not too worried. That guy's a scorer, always has been, always will be. And Lamar Wilkerson with 21. Yeah, Sam Alexis 2, Conaway 5, Enright 4. Would love to see this balance. I really want to see Josiah Miles step up too. I think he's a great player. And then Trent Sisley, the freshman, as well. I think there's talent all around, and they're shooting all around. We've got it. Now we just need to put it together for a full 40 minutes and get it done. I think we're gonna make some improvements, and we've got one game, and then that's that Big Ten gauntlet, Jim. That is a nasty, nasty gauntlet we're going into, especially on these road games that we start with. It's going to be a heck of a ride, but I think we're going to right this ship, and we'll always be rooting for the Hoosiers, baby.
It'll be interesting to watch and fun to watch. Michael comments that in the postgame, Coach Darren DeVries said that Josh Harris and Jason Drake are close to being on the court. I was watching them walk off after the game, and I noticed, I'm like, oh, the boot's gone. The walk looks normal. The gait looked normal. Great sign. That means, all right, you're getting there. So, and you're exactly right. They need that. Not only do they need the depth, but they need the depth as far as having guys that can be the guy on a given night that just happens to be that guy, where he's the guy that gets hot. If you have 9 guys that you can try to get that from, well, your odds are obviously much higher than if it's at 5 or 6 or 7. So that's going to help them a lot as well. I agree. They've been shorthanded. But I just like to see them a little more focused when they get big leads, whatever. Everybody is feeling the Signetti effect. But when you get that lead, you can't back off. You have to. You can't play like you're up 30. You have to play like you're down 10. And just keep that killer instinct, because if it happens to go away like it went away, you don't want to give the opportunity to come back any more than you can, especially when you get a team that, hey, they may get hot, but
getting healthy
it's going
is very
to be getting these guys
that's
back, and that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah. Getting healthy is huge. That's the first part, and it looks like it's going to come right before the Big Ten season, which is fantastic. And yeah, it's not going to be every guy's night every single night. Lamar might have an off night. Tucker might have an off night. It's about the other guys stepping up. Whose night is it going to be? And that's when the depth comes in. If we get 8, 9, 10 deep, it might not be Lamar Wilkerson's night every single night. That's when your teammates step up and cover for you. And so that's why having a deep bench and a lot of depth is going to be even more crucial come the Big Ten season and the NCAA tournament, everything like that. We've got a lot of work to do, but as we get healthier and as the team develops, start to mold a little bit, once again, a brand new team. None of these guys have really ever played before. We're 12 games into the season. We've still got a lot of bright spots ahead of us. And it's about the other guys stepping up. Whenever it's not one guy's night, it's got to be another guy's night. And so we've got a lot of guys that have the talent and can step up. That's why I like Nick Dorn, Reed Bailey, those guys. And as we get people back, Trent Sisley is going to be a huge part of this program as well. Tate Connerway. I want to see those guys start to shine as well. The deeper the bench gets, the more talent that comes out. We're better rested, and I think it's going to pay off in the long run. I think there's a lot of good things to come from it, and you just need your teammates to step up and to have your back whenever it's not your night. That's okay. Won't be everyone's night every night. Not a problem. We'll get it figured out, and we'll have different people step up from time to time.
Mr. Positivity, Mr. Sunshine, Scott.
Always a Hoosier, baby, through and
from,
through. Always
Culver's.
have been, always will be.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to have Culver's today. Where's my damn butter burger?
Hey,
fries,
it's West 3rd Street there, Jim. You sneak on over there. I'll get you taken care of.
Oh, man, daggone. Make sure you stop by Culver's whenever you're around Bloomington or Bedford or Martinsville. Also, our friends at Dave & Buster's here in Bloomington, they'll be welcoming you out for any IU game, the Rose Bowl. They've got 10 wings for $10, $5 pitchers, $5 margaritas, $5 drafts, not pitchers. Margaritas, we'll be doing some stuff out there when we get past the Rose Bowl, which we're closer to, baby. Oh,
the Rose Bowl.
They went down
Hoosiers.
to the Crimson Tide last night, and Kalen DeBoer, Indiana's former offensive coordinator. What a great storyline that is. So much coming up. We've got a big announcement to make coming. Holding it in. We're holding it in. We've got another week or so. But appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate Scott. And look forward to doing this again. I guess we've got another one due on Monday when the Hoosiers are back at it. So
quick turnaround.
For Scott Laskowski, I'm Jim Coyle. You guys go out, stay warm, have a great day. Until Monday, I will see you on the radio.
And as always, Jim, go Hoosiers, baby. Go Hoosiers.
There you go.
Thanks for listening to Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page for more clips and team coverage of Indiana basketball, football, and more. You can also find full episodes and tons of other content on thehoosier.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Indiana Sports Beat Radio.